Union-centric government with a chief executive and prime minister who's come in to the Lok Sabha. But we are getting very important news at the moment. This attempt at synergy is the word, the buzzword. Rahul Srivastav, 30 ministers will handle 53 ministers. Health and chemicals to be handled by one minister. And that's significant because in the aftermath of the COVID pandemic, there were concerns over oxygen supplies. For example, how do you sort of streamline that? Now we are told that health and chemicals may well come under one ministry. Is that part of the aim that, because the Prime Minister kept talking when he came into power in 2014, I want more governance, less government. Now you have 80 ministers. There's a large number of them. Many will get insignificant portfolios. But in the significant portfolios, will there be, according to you, a real attempt made to synergize?
Rajdeep, in 2014, when Prime Minister talked about creating super ministries, the idea was to bring ministries together under one person. But if you see, two of the senior ministers who have been dropped were virtually handling too many ministries with low synergy. Now, a classic example, what the news coming in is that there is going to be synergy being created, 53 total central cabinet ministries under 30 odd ministers and 2 minister of states, independent charge. One clear indication came yesterday through a notification under which the Department of Public Enterprises was sent from the heavy industries to the finance ministry. Now, there is a very interesting element to it, Rajdeep. Any public sector entity disinvestment is handled by something, say, the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, that is DIPAM. But that PSU is under the heavy industries. Now, interestingly, the DPE, that is a Department of Public entity, is in the same building, one floor below the DIPAM office in the CGO complex building. But eventually, they are under 2 different ministries. They all go to the finance ministry for it. And there is a lot of synergy issues.
We are getting
That's
more.
where
Rahul,
one of the target of this attempt will be to create that kind of synergy.
I'm getting more breaking information because Amit Shah will be made, we are told, the Minister of Cooperation. Remember, this is expected to be, and the fine print suggests that a number of cooperatives which have been taken over by private groups, multi-sector cooperatives, according to government sources, they need to be controlled. So Amit Shah will be handling this new Ministry of Cooperation, which, remember, was announced last night. We are expecting to get more portfolio announcements in just a moment. But in all of this, there is one critical ministry, PN Vijay, which you track, finance. The health minister has gone. What happens to finance? Now, as of now, we were told the big 4 won't be touched. Rajnath continues as defense, Jai Shankar as external affairs minister, Nirmala Sitharaman would continue as finance, and Amit Shah's home. Do you believe that if the economy is critical, if health is seen as a question mark after a change in guard, finance, does Nirmala Sitharaman's team need boosting? Does she need support with specific key ministers supporting her this time?
I think she does. Finance ministry has become tremendously important because of the big deficits we are running, the huge outlays, and the PSU disinvestments, which comes under the finance ministry. To be honest, there is a lot of criticism about her, but I think she's doing an extremely difficult job well. But she needs a lot of support. I think she should get very strong ministers of state to help her. And I feel, Rajdeep, this whole thing is, in fact, apart from the social engineering, I mean, this has been happening in the BJP for quite some time, This is not the first time that the perception that Modi has moved away from the Vajpayee days. The upper caste no longer hold the upper hand in the BJP.
That's been a process that began, over the last 20 years. Now
over the last 20 years, and RSS has also been encouraging it, and it's one more step in that direction. Right. I think the key thing here is that the Modi has suddenly woken up to the fact that he may not be as popular as he's made out to be. And that's because through crisis after crisis, whether it's DMOT or GST or now the COVID, his team has somehow been found wanting.
So are you saying that all the economy-facing portfolios should now be driven by people who are seen as domain experts?
I feel so because it's become a bit too complicated, you know.
Okay.
Look at the problems Ravi Shankar Prasad has been handling. Somehow, frankly, I don't think he has the wherewithal to take on the Facebooks and the Twitters and
He no
and
longer
all
has
sort
that.
of
You know, his sort of fight conflict with Twitter in particular seems to have meant pressing the self-destruct
I'm sure
button.
all these things
you know,
went on in the PM's mind. You
sure,
know,
but you know, you've got
I mean,
also.
when you one side you're building bridges with Americans and taking the help of the Americans in every time,
Sure.
and you're at loggerhead with every American multinational. Well, you know, that might have set him thinking.
You know, but you've got also Manisha Priyam. You know, interestingly, you had in Sushil Modi, for example, Rajya Sabha MP from Bihar, former Deputy Chief Minister, has been Finance Minister of Bihar for years, headed the GST committee, nowhere to be seen. So you also sometimes wonder whether old vendettas are playing out, because Sushil Modi was seen to be close to Nitish Kumar, close to Advani ji. Do you also believe somewhere that the past is not entirely forgotten? All this focus on new faces, but there could have been a few more experienced hands as well.
So the power is really, on the one hand, concentrated. If you see, the key ministries have not been changed. Any of this non-performance aspect that we talk about, whether it's Ravi Shankar Prasad or Harsh Vardhan, I doubt whether, you know, they were acting out of sync with the all-powerful PMO when they acted as ministers. So the responsibility lay with the PMO, but in our system, it's ultimately the Prime Minister who leads the cabinet. But I'm asking a few more questions. Where is the talent? I think one of the important principles has been electioneering, electioneering, and electioneering. Narayan Rane, you spoke out early in the evening, the kind of track record he had. Now let me give you the example of a lady candidate who's become a minister, Annapurna Devi. Now she was the visible face of the RJD, very close to Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, first time in the Lok Sabha. Now what kind of experience would she bring to any of the critical ministries? So I would say that the core will continue to be extremely powerful. What has to be seen is that
we have
Mr.
big
Modi's
news, big news. I have to stop you because we have big news coming in. Mansukh Mandavia will be the new health minister of the country from Gujarat, from a state that, of course, Mr. Modi and Amit Shah come from. Mansukh Mandavia, who's been elevated today, will be the new health minister. We are also told one minister to look after Northeast and at the moment, but Mansukh Mandavia is the new health minister of the country. Remember, chemicals and fertilizers, MOS now moves on to full cabinet rank. He gets health and the Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizers. Now, what's the message that's being sent out there is interesting. I want to go to Raj Chengappa to respond to that, because Raj Chengappa, you know, there is so much of emphasis on the health ministry at the moment. And Dr. Harsh Vardhan has paid a price today for criticism. There will be those who will say he was the fall guy. What about the role of the Prime Minister's office and the Home Ministry? And now you have Mansukh Mandavia coming in. What's the message that's coming out? I mean, is Mansukh Mandavia going to be someone who's going to be remote controlled by the PMO because of his close relations with Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah? I mean, did we need a dramatic... Is he your champion that you were looking for?
You know, there is sense in bringing... See, what I like about is the synergetic approach. Long needed. If Mr. Modi is doing that, very welcome. And you take Mansukh Mandavia. What was he handling? He was handling chemicals and fertilizers. I suspect they'll break fertilizers out of this and possibly give it to agriculture, which is where it rightly needs to vest. Chemicals is important because pharmaceuticals come under it. What is the crux of this particular crisis in COVID? Apart from the health infrastructure, you require vaccines and you require faster development and medicines and drugs. So it makes sense for this synergy to happen and put it together. You take a look at jobs, which is a other big crisis. Which are the ministries that should deliver? I'd like to see who's going to be the Minister for Industry and particularly Commerce. Who's going to drive commerce? Industry and commerce run together. Who's that single minister that can make the difference? Then you take a look at environment. Again, you had Mr. Javadekar with information broadcasting. I don't know what the correlation was. Environment is too critical to leave to one. And if you take, you know, it's divided. There's a power ministry. There is a non-renewable energy. They're all conflicting. I mean, coal and, you know, coal energy and others conflict with renewable energy.
No, but I just want
to separate the two.
No,
so I think you need telecom, you take information technology. If they're bringing these synergies together and putting ministers in charge, it is the best way forward, because then
Can I-
you're not having interdepartmental sort of conflicts or the lack of communication. So I think this is a very good move if they're getting it right. I don't know how far they'll get it right.
No,
Let
no,
us see.
that's the big word. The proof of the pudding always lies in the eating. Rahul Srivastava, Mansukh Lakshman Bhai Mandavia was Union Minister of State for Port, Shipping, Waterways, Union Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers. Rajya Sabha comes from Gujarat. First time came there from 2012, comes from the Saurashtra region of Gujarat. I'm just trying to understand, make sense of this. We were focusing on Health Minister. A lot of names were doing the rounds. The Prime Minister seems to have chosen someone whom he implicitly trusts at the moment, Rahul Srivastava.
Razif, one is trust, but during the COVID period, especially in April and May, when Indian
We are having a problem with your audio, Rahul. We are having a problem.
Mandavia,
We are having a slight problem with Rahul Srivastava's audio. Let me try and get that right in a moment, because remember, the key ministries included the Ministry of Health. We've had the Health Minister being replaced today. Smriti Irani retains Women and Child Development. So no change there. We are waiting to see each ministry one by one. MOSs will perhaps matter less. Remember, MOSs are often just accommodated for political interests and often to give them some kind of experience. But the one big name now coming in, Mansukh Mandavia as the Minister for Health. Amit Shah has been made Minister of Cooperation. Smriti Irani retaining Women and Child Development. What we are learning at the moment, of course, is that many of these ministries that are being put in are ministers who are close, trusted by the Prime Minister. Shankar Ayyar, when you hear the name of Mansukh Mandavia, remember he is someone who has dealt with chemicals and fertilizers. Pharma companies will also be reporting into him. So there's this attempt to synergize. This is the new buzzword that is being used, synergy. Does that make you feel a little confident as Health Minister, key Ministry of Health?
But there is an interesting synergy both in the personality and the combination of health and pharmaceuticals. I'm hoping that fertilizer is either moved to agriculture or the ministry is disbanded. Seriously, I don't think the ministry needs to exist. But in terms of, if you remember, there was a spat about vaccine production between Gadkari and other ministers, and the task of additional investments and vaccine production, how it could happen, had been articulated by Mansukh Bhai. So I think the combination of health and pharmaceuticals is interesting. What will also be important to see is what kind of alignment he brings about with the, there's going to be need for private sector involvement both in health infrastructure and in pharmaceutical productions, particularly given our dependence for inputs from China and the US. And so this is an interesting synergy. Mansukh Mandavia is known to be a go-getter. So I guess the Prime Minister is trusting him to deliver.
Interestingly also, let me say there are 6 ministers from Gujarat. So very strong sort of representation, not surprising from a state where the Prime Minister comes from, which remember the BJP has swept and held since 1995. Rahul Srivastava, you're back with us. First reactions politically to Mansukh Mandavia becoming the Health Minister, because this will be now a very closely watched ministry. As chemicals and fertilizers, you could go under the radar. Now he will be under the focus. Give us a sense of the man.
Rajdeep, young in age, yes, there is a huge trust level, and Prime Minister knows his style of working very well. In the last in May and June, April and May, when India was struggling to get oxygen into heaving lungs, and there was shortage of various kind of medicines, at that time Mandavia played a very, very active role, and perhaps that is one reason that he has been awarded. Primarily in an attempt to create create synergy, put in a younger leader.
Okay.
Remember,